So for some of you, you already know that I did a short that I talked about Chris Brown when two women came out and said that Sage Gemini sexually assaulted him allegedly, and then one of the women said that that Chris Brown sexually assaulted a 16-year-old that was intoxicated. Well, I'm just happen to be scrolling Twitter or X now, and they got a documentary that they're gonna be dropping October 27th about him and his violent crimes and how he's remaining to still be a superstar. Let's check it. Just check this out just real quick.
I'm sure the girls want to know a couple more questions and things.
For the young ladies, I mean, what's up, man? You got a girl or what?
Nah, I'm keeping my options open, so y'all be checking for me, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Thank you so much.
that's the type of stuff will get you in trouble, player. Chris Brown is the name. Get used to that right there.
Chris Brown's an amazing and talented musician, but let's call a thing a thing. He's a abuser of women, consistently, unapologetically.
Oh my God! Mom, how's it feel? You feel like a man?
Did Chris pull a gun on that girl?
When is your hearing for your restraining order?
There's a long list of various different women.
Seem pretty upset. Are you sure you don't really call victims advocates have them come talk to you?
Let me pause it real quick. Let me state this before we keep going in the video. I think it is extremely important that we do bring domestic violence, you know, to the front and make it really aware and make everybody really aware what actually happens when it comes to domestic violence. I will say this though, I think we only pay attention to it the most when it has something to do with, a celebrity like Chris Brown or P. Diddy and those type of cases, or when you got, Harvey Weinstein and things like that. I think that's the only time the public really cares about it. I do believe that it needs to be talked about more with men who receive domestic violence and women who receive domestic violence. It should be something that we talk about a lot, and we also talk about mental health and get people the type of help that they need. So I want to get that out the way before people take this video and think I'm condoning his actions.
Who've accused Chris Brown of assaulting them.
Senator Chris Brown has been detained in an alleged case of rape.
He has an audience full of assault deniers.
No, I have not spoken about this matter publicly, but that's the only way that he can be stopped.
I will say though, this documentary, they about to cook this boy. And, I will say, you know, I believe people have a second chance at redemption in life, but there's one stipulation to that is if you're not continuing to still do the same things that got you in trouble the first time, so I believe it's been, and my thing is, I don't even know how he even goes, like, lives life every day. It's like um no one, they always remind him of this stuff, but there was another one that was talking about that the documentary is going to drop, but it's going to be new people who are coming forward about this. Yeah, see there on theirs it says the network behind Quiet on the Set is set to release a documentary on Chris Brown's history of domestic violence. The documentary will include a new accuser coming forward with allegations against Chris Brown. They about to cook this dude, bro. And I mean, it's kind of warranted if he has not changed and he's still, assaulting women and things like that, then he just gonna have to live with it. I understand there's gonna be women who are still gonna support Chris Brown, you know what I'm saying? It's no knock to them or anything like that. But if he's actually changed, then I do believe he should be able to be redeemed for his actions that he did. But if he's still doing it, then bro, you cooking yourself. You feel me? So at the end of the day, you really can't say anything about it. But then when you go back and you look at Rihanna's face, you know what I mean? And we know the story behind it, they both said they attacked each other. Just the whole car incident was pretty bad. you know, they both held each other accountable. I believe Rihanna, if I'm not mistaken, Rihanna has forgiven Chris Brown in interviews. And I think, you know, she probably wants to move on from this and stop having to relive it and sing it over and over again. I know, you know, Chris Brown, he did a documentary, it's called Welcome to My Life, and he spoke about you know, the incident. So, you know, I really don't, it's just it's a lot, like, to continue to keep living this. I couldn't be a celebrity and keep having to go through this and living through this, because you are under a microscope all the time. Again, I am not condoning this man's actions. You know, he hit a woman, you know, and this is just a result of what happens. You have to, you know, answer to the consequences behind everything. But I've heard a lot of you know, he's starting his tour. He has two tours coming, right? He's going to Brazil. And one of the things that I keep hearing people say is that there's like kind of this like conspiracy that since Brazil got rid of Twitter, they say that you can't have Twitter in Brazil anymore. That since like Twitter is, well, X is pretty much the public forum on all the news that is coming out, that in Brazil they won't even know that this is going on simply because they can't see it, and they won't be able to see the documentary, and then people are still going to buy his tickets. They won't have a chance to not hold him accountable for the assaults that he did to Rihanna and a new woman that's coming out. He has this one, and he has one in Johannesburg. Um, so December 14th, and then the other one is, you got two factions. You got the women who love Chris Brown to death, and then you got the women who hate Chris Brown and then hate Chris Brown supporters, especially if they're women. You know, they really hate the women that still support him because they just say they're supporting a abuser. But, you know, I'm not gonna make this video too long. I'm just trying to see how it plays out. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not condoning this man's actions. And if he's still out here abusing women, allegedly, if he's still out here abusing women, then you're not going to get any redemption from it. But, you know, like I say, I do believe people should have a second chance at life and should be able to move on from the mistakes that they made. We gonna see, y'all. So like I say, I'm trying not to make this video so long, but this is just what, you know, I just want to jump on and talk about this real quick and talk about the conspiracy theory about, you know, no one's gonna know about the documentary and say all the things he does because they blocked Twitter in Brazil, and, you know, people won't get to see how much of a monster he is and things like that. But say, I'm out of here, y'all.